phrases. Phrases are important in various analyses of language. Like in syntax, a phrase is above word level, okay? Like the definition is that a phrase may contain one or more than one word, right? Or which is an expression which does not give a complete sense, right? So that's a phrase, okay? In phonology, and also in phonetics, basically, phrase is important. Phrase is, above word level, right? The phonological phrase is really important. But the point here is that what differences could be made on the basis of phrase while doing transcription, right? So a phonological phrase is that when it contains more than one word, right? And it is not a complete sentence, basically. It's not a complete utterance, right? Remember that utterance or phonological utterance is one stretch of speech spoken by one single speaker, which is separated on the basis of silences at both sides, right? Silences at both sides, and it is spoken by one single speaker, okay? So there is an example, 10 green bottles, okay? 10 green bottles. When you just rapidly say this phrase, right, which is a phonological phrase, then there are various possibilities, right? And that possibilities are basically and typically made at phrase level. Because when these words are said individually, like one by one, then those differences are not important. But as the part of connected speech, right, or transcription beyond word level, we need to know that how to understand those differences or maybe those changes which are taking place at phrase level, and then how to realize them during transcription, okay? So 10 green bottles, 10 green bottles, okay? And now when I would say this phrase rapidly, then changes would take place. You can just think about those changes while listening to this phrase. 10 green bottles, right? What changes may be there? Okay, the first change is that the n of 10 may be made, velar. N is alveolar, but it may be made velar because of the assimilation, which is regressive assimilation, that the g features, g is a velar sound, so it may be influencing n, right? So n would be made engma, right? Green. And then in the next word, the last sound of green, which is again n, it would be made bilabial, right? Bilabial, why? Because of the influence of b, which is bilabial, b. So when the n is made bilabial, then it would become m, right? So 10 green bottles, 10 green bottles, right? So that's the feature of phrase, phonological phrase, and these are changes which are taking place in context, like simplification, right? So what we are doing basically is human beings, we are simplifying our speech. And these are technically analyzed by linguists. And particularly in this context, such changes are realized by the phoneticians and phonologists, right? So basically what is happening here is that we are leaving some sounds out. We are leaving them out. And then some sounds are put in transition additionally, right? So that is assimilation. And such assimilation is very much possible within informal speech. That's an important point, that in informal speech, we are doing this sort of thing very frequently, right? So one example is assimilation, like on purpose. On purpose has been made on purpose, right? And then in person has been made in person, in person, you see, right? So the person, the n is syllabic, so the n is actually creating another syllable, right? So in person, all right? And then there could be the process of elision taking place at phrase level also, like grandparents, all right? And then handbag, the handbag, hand and bag, that has been made handbag. So that's elision. right? Then also we may be epenthesizing various segments, various sounds into our words, right? Like youngster. So k sound is not there in youngster, but we are making it youngster, youngster. So we are putting k sound into it. And then liaison, also like linking of the right? In words like this example, right? Like the spur is open, right? The spur is open. So what is there that we are actually putting r? Basically, it is the spa is open, but we are putting r, and that is called the linking of r or liaisoning, basically. So these are the features which are done, which are taking place at phrase level. And as the students of phonetics and phonology, we need to know them and we need to realize them while doing transcription of connector speech.